higher than a motherfucking geeker. Except I don't beam up, I just beat the shit through your speaker. I come through, set shit off like Latifah, reeking the reaper. Hand to hands, make them dance like Gator from Jungle Fever. Keep it rock solid. You come up short, I got them crumbs for you. We rock progression, chefing them $100 thumbs for you. I hope these raps deliver me from
what
this
is
dope
up, guys?
game.
Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is a sample shopping episode. These episodes are, of course, sponsored by the wonderful Dcan shop, best place online to get decants and samples of fragrances, discontinued fragrances, niche fragrances, designer fragrances, original formulation of fragrances, fragrances you cannot get in the United States yet. You can usually get them all at dcanshop.com, where the fragrances are personally curated by Adriana, who has an immense knowledge of fragrance in the industry. Check every week for new fragrances released, and of course, anytime you guys are on that site, check the top to see if there's a discount code, because usually there are discount codes that save you up to 20%. But if there's no discount code, you can always use the discount code for my subscribers, and that discount code is MAX12, and that will save you 12% of your entire order. So we have 4 fragrances to look at today. All of them are available on Dcan Shop's website. And the first one we're going to look at is from the house of M.Micallef, M.Micallef. This one is called Aoud. Now, not to be confused with the exclusive men's oud scent that they did in conjunction with Oswald, which is a very fruity oud. We've looked at 3 from this house on the show, right? We looked at Gaillac, which was excellent. Isabelle, which was a bespoke fragrance that I wasn't in love with, and Vanille Kir, which is a vanilla leather that I like, but I feel Kir Beluga by Guerlain is just far superior to that one. This one was a 2003 release. The perfumer was Jean-Claude Astier, who is the in-house nose for this brand, and this scent has notes of rose, saffron, nutmeg, sandalwood, cinnamon, oud, patchouli, and honey. You can purchase this one at Oswald. 100 mLs will run you $235. And this is nice. It's definitely this is like a medicinal oud, right? So it's very oudy, and not really in a sort of clean way, not really in a barnyard way, in a very medicinal way. I definitely also pick up the rose and the saffron in this, and I guess my problem with this one is, again, oud, rose, and saffron. Like, how many times have we seen this? This one, 100 ml, is $235. So why wouldn't you just get 100 ml of a Montal oud fragrance, which is very comparable to this in my estimation, and pay $170 or less if you get the Montal scent from Fragrance Net. So there's a lot of fragrances within the Micallef house to look at, and I'd look at some others. The oud that they did for Oswald is exceptional. Gaillac is really well done. So I'd look at some of their other stuff before looking at this one. It's just not a huge winner for me. Next up this week, guys, we're going to take a look at a designer, new release from the house of Dolce & Gabbana, guys. This one is called Intenso, and we've never looked at this house on this show. I've never reviewed a fragrance from this house on my channel. I own 2 from this house. I have the one and a light blue Living Stromboli, and I don't really like either of them. On my to purchase list, though, I'm going to get a vintage bottle of Pour Homme at some point and a bottle of By Man. 2 scents from the house that I really do love are those 2. Now, I've actually heard this one compared to vintage Pour Homme, so let's give it a look. And this one came out very late in 2014. It opens up with basil, lavender, geranium, watery notes, and marigold. You've got a middle of tobacco, hay, and mopel accord, bran and clary sage, and a base of labdanum, sandalwood, cypress, musk, and amber. You can get this one at department stores. Macy's has it. Sephora has it, and 3 options: a 1.3 ounce bottle is $55, 2.5 ounce bottle is $69, and a 4.2 ounce bottle is $89. And you know, this one is very nice, but there's nothing, guys, intense about this one. It's a green, sort of soapy, clean, masculine fragrance, and it's very nice, actually. There's nothing wrong with this one. Actually, now that I think about it, reminds me a little bit of 112 by Halston. It's sort of got that green galbanum thing going on. So again, a nice scent, but just nothing for me that I would go, whoa, like Dolce & Gabbana really did an intense version of Pour Homme, because that's not what this is. This is a really light scent. This was something I thought that would be getting a lot of play in the fall and the winter, but this could easily be a spring or summer scent, and I don't think you'd ever think like that just looking at the note breakdown. Next up this week, we're going to look at one from the House of Perfumes by Terri. This one is called We Plus. Now, I have an entire review coming of one of my favorite fragrances from Terri called Elegant Sombra, and all of these are available on Dcan Shop and also on Terri's site. These are tremendous gourmands, and you can get 15 ml bottles starting at $12, so great deal. Now, Terri sent me samples of all her scents, but this one was still in development when she sent them to me, so I didn't get to check this one out, so I'm really stoked to check it out. Now, this is a scent inspired by s'mores, and the notes on it are graham cracker, marshmallow, cocoa absolute, Peru balsam, patchouli, styrax, and burnt coffee. You can get a 15 ml of this for $16, so, or 30 ml for $29, so sick value. If you're a gourmand lover and haven't checked out Terri's work, you're literally not doing due diligence. These are fantastic, and this one really does give you that s'mores feel. I actually would have liked to have seen the smoke dialed up on this one to give it a campfire vibe, but man, fuck, this woman is like the queen of gourmands at a great price point. I've got a whole video coming down the line about her scent, so I'm not gonna just say too much more about this one other than that it really delivers, and at the price that it is offered for, it's almost impossible to find a better value, guys. These are niche quality at TJ Maxx prices. And guys, we're gonna finish up this week with one from the House of M.Micallef. This is the new M.Micallef men's scent. This one has recently been reformulated, re-released, and that is what this is. I have a sample of the original, which has become quite hard to find these days, and I will be picking up that one at some point because it's really nice. This one came out in 2014 from perfumer Harry Fremont, and you can pick this one up at department stores now. It's available. I think the first place I saw it was Macy's, and it's like, I think there's like the 50 ml is somewhere around $60. And I think the 100 ml is around $80 maybe, something like that. The bottle actually looks very close to the old one. They're both sort of boxy, and they both have a sort of square cap, so it's not hard for you to tell the difference between them. Harry Fremont actually did the original as well, and notes on this one, guys, are bergamot, coriander, star anise, black pepper, thyme, elemi, sage, incense, suede, patchouli, sandalwood, musk, and sleek woods. I don't know if that means the woods have been watching their weight for a while. I'm not really sure. But I am really let down by this one. It is not, it's very sort of nondescript. It's not strong. The original, I think, is much better than this. This really reminds me of a watered down version of Fendi. What's the name of their scent? Fan de Fendi Pour Homme. That's what this one reminds me of. It just doesn't, it's lacking something that the original had: dried fruits and patchouli and tobacco, and something is just seriously lacking in this one. So it's really weak. It's just not that good. I really can't, I'm not a fan of this one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You're not going to smell bad if you wear it, but there's so much better out there. So if I'm ranking these guys, far away, Terri's is number one, We Plus. Second, I think I'd go D&G and Tenzo. Third, I'd go the M.Micallef Aoud, and fourth, I'd go Kors. I think at some point I will probably get a bottle of Intenso. I will get the Terri scent next time I buy something from her, and I'm going to skip the M.Micallef and the Kors. So next week, guys, we've got another episode. We're going to be looking at 4 more scents next week. 2 are going to be from the House of Creed, vintage Creeds. 1 is going to be from the House of Noble 1942, which we've never looked at on the show before, and then Chanel. A Chanel exclusive. So a lot more good stuff coming up for you guys. You make these episodes possible, so please remember to go to dcanshop.com and use that coupon code MAX12, and it's going to be our goal to continue to bring you these videos on a weekly basis. If there's a fragrance that you know the Dcan Shop has and you'd like me to talk about it, please let me or Adriana know, and we'll try to make that happen on a future episode. Coupon code MAX12. Guys, I'm Maximilian. I must know. DcanShop.com.
Blood pressure building, can't keep my composure. Try to sneak this in, the goons will look for you. Put something hot in your mug just like Foley.